So hello everybody, my name's James Thomas. I'm a developer advocate at IBM, and this quick video is going to show you how to use OpenWhisk, which is our new serverless platform. I'm going to be using the OpenWhisk, which is already available on Bluemix, our cloud platform, because it's already set up and available for me to use, and there's all the documentation like that to get you set up with lots of examples. Using OpenWhisk on Bluemix, we also have things like a dashboard to make it easy for you to monitor your microservices in production. There's an online code editor if that's also what you're kind of interested in as well, so you can write all the code in your browser. But me, I'm kind of a command line kind of guy. So there's a little utility that you can install locally and authenticate with, and you can use this to then push your code up into the cloud, right, to deploy and run your microservices and then kind of invoke them on demand. So I'm gonna use the little utility, having followed the steps here, to kind of install it locally. You then authenticate, and then we can use that to develop locally and kind of push our code up and then invoke it. So if I drop to my terminal, right, and I type WSK, this is the command line utilities that I use to interact with the platform, right? And I can list my actions, list my services, and see what's deployed. I can invoke them. I can get the results there. So anytime I'm typing WSK, you can see that I'm using the utility. So let's look at one of my sample services, right? This is called Hello Name. It's just a sample JavaScript microservice that implements kind of the world's smallest microservice, right? So it implements the interface, which is a standard function called main. It's going to do some string templating based on the parameters that comes in, right? And we want to take this tiny little service, this little function, and deploy it to our service platform to invoke it on demand. So I can see I have no services deployed at the moment. I'm going to create a new one. So in OpenWhisk, we call our services actions. I give it a name, hello, and the path, and I can see it looks like it's been registered. So now I can invoke it. Right? I can invoke my service on the cloud called hello on demand. And the response includes all of the kind of metadata about the activation. But you can see in the response result message path, right, it has hello unknown, which is the kind of result of our function being executed. And I can also pass in parameters through the command line, which will then appear to my function. So I can give it the parameter user, which it's looking for. I give it my name, and then when I invoke it, there we go. Right, the result of the action should include the parameter that we've passed in. Right, so our function's running there on the cloud, and we can invoke it, hundreds of times, and it will work on our service platform. Let's have a look at the same example in Java. Right, so this is the same implementation, just in Java. There's a static main which takes a JSON object and returns a JSON object, and I can compile that into my class because it's compiled and executed. I add that to a jar file, and then I can deploy that jar file directly to OpenWhisk to create a new kind of serverless action. And then that can be invoked on demand, and that Java code will be dynamically evaluated, passing in my functions, right? I don't need to worry about setting up or managing a JVM. So let's do that. Right, let's invoke my new little Java microservice, passing the parameter for name, which it expects. And hopefully we should see the results, in a short amount of time. There we go. Hello, James Thomas. So there we go. We have a Java microservice now working in the cloud as well.